So we look at it, we don't see any hinges, but we know that this now we're facing an inward swinging door, right? And these can be a little bit trickier, but what Forcible was talking about shocking the door was something as simple as this. When you guys start to pry on this, I don't want you to do it, but what will happen is it's going to be a metal door in, you know, more than likely a wooden, you know, a wooden frame. Maybe some newer construction might have an aluminum frame, but you know, it's still going to be in a weaker frame than steel. So I see this door, and you know, hey, it's an apartment. It's going to have, probably going to have a little, you know, hook there or something hanging on it, right? I'll come up here. I'm going to shock it right by the door and try to loosen it up a little bit. Okay, so I'll loosen it up there. Then I know that my hinges are over here, and hey, I'm just guessing, but I'm going to give it a shot, and a shot. Okay, so now I came up and I loosened that door up a little bit. I'm not out of breath, and I'm sitting there thinking about it. Now let's imagine that this door is in like one of these little alcoves, right? You know how they are. You walk up to the apartment. Some of them are just flat out, you know, but then some of them are built into a little. You know, I mean, if it was just a flat door, you know, that's okay to, you can try a different angle, but let's just pretend there's a wall right there, and a wall right there, and then you got your little welcome mat right there. So there's not a whole lot of room to work, right? So what I would say is, you're like thinking, how am I going to be able to get this tool in there the correct way, right? And so if you know, on the other way, we were working on using our adz. And let me see if I can use my adz. This tool is, you know, this tool is too long. I really can't. That's not going to work. You know, if I could, you know, if there wasn't a wall here, this might work a little bit where I could, you know, buy a purchase point or something like that. It's like if you get a spot where you can get in there and you're like, man, this is tight. I can see how I'm building that out, but I'm not going to be able to get a good enough bite on it. He can come in here and step in there, and he can wedge that axe in there and protect my purchase point. All right? So you got it? Okay? Did it keep it? Okay. So now I can come out. He's got my purchase point protected. I can come back in and maybe grab it the way I want to grab it. You know what I'm saying? I can take sometimes. I can get this in here, and I can do something like this right here. Right? I could get my adz wedged in there. I can get down on top of it, and I can use my pipe as a lever, and I could try to push this door forward, right? I could do that. I could come through. Y'all remember a baseball swing? All right? I come in, and I'll give that thing, and I'll sink it right in there, and it'll bury it, because this stuff is not very thick, you know, material that's in there. Sink it in there, and once it's buried in there, that's my pivot, that's my fulcrum. You know, then I can get underneath it, and I can use my adz as the lever that pushes the door open. All right? So it's a metal door. I'm not going to be able to sink any of this stuff in, so I've got to think of a different way, and I'm going to use my forks on there. Okay? Okay. And so I want to get a bite is the first thing. You could bang on this sucker all day long. If you don't have a bite on it, it's not going to do any good. That right there means I have a bite. Feel the tension on that thing? Feel that? Okay. See how it does like that? Okay. You should really be, I mean, if it's just rattling around in there, you're not hitting anything. You're not doing any good. You're not using the camber on the back of the forks. You're not doing anything that you need to be. So if you find yourself and this thing is just rattling around, or you're just chewing out a bunch of wood, you know you're not doing anything, make sure that you get a good bite, and only have them strike it when you have tension on it. And now this is the one where you're going to say, this is why it's important to control when someone strikes, right? So I sit there, and he's wanting to strike, and I'm over here paying attention because I don't want to be paying attention to what he's doing. I'm over here looking in the door, and this guy's just hammering away. So I think I got a good one, and I don't realize he's about to swing, and I give it a good pull, and he's already dedicated. He's coming into the swing. He's going to catch you on the knuckles, you know, maybe run the hammer or flathead all the way down and maybe get you on the fingers, okay? So that's where I got it where I want it, strike, get it where I want it, strike, and like I said, I'm just trying to work that fork around through the doors, and until we'll get to a certain point. I'll show you guys kind of what's going on. Okay, this is what it'll look like when we're actually going to open a steel door. Pretty much this time, I'm not in a big hurry, but I've got some tension on my Halligan, and I'll pull it back, go ahead and strike, pull some more tension. I'm going to stop so I don't get my fingers hurt. Strike, 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 strike. Hold. I'm going to step back and I'll brace myself. I'm going to give it a good crank, and what I'm trying to do is get in there and flip my Halligan bar over. I got myself a pretty good bite. Looking what my door is doing. I can flip the Halligan bar over. Hopefully, if I can get it in, which I think I actually can, if I can get it in, get a good bite, I'll give it a push. Got the door pushed. And I'll just give it a push like that. Now I didn't destroy enough of the door. I'll be able to open it and I can exercise door control to keep air from coming inside the house. But it's pretty much that simple. Nobody's out of breath. Nobody's tired. Are you tired? No. I'm not tired, so we can go in and effectively do a search or, make an advance on the fire.